Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure it is to have you with us today. I have a very special guest in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to introduce you to Darvel Gibbons. Darvel is Executive Director of Marching Against the Darkness Incorporated and the visionary behind the Excellence Expo, an electrifying annual event in Waterloo that's part college and career fair, part performing arts explosion, and all about student empowerment. Now, this year's Expo, happening on Friday, October 17th at the Waterloo Center for the Arts from 1 to 5, is gearing up to be the biggest yet, bringing together colleges, employers, military reps, leadership trainers, and artists to help over 200 high school students map out a future full of possibility. From leadership skills and financial literacy to drumline beats and dance moves, Darvel's mission is loud and clear. Give students the tools and the confidence to own their future. So let's get into it. His journey, his passion, and why this event is so much more than just a Friday afternoon off from school. Let's welcome Darvel Gibbons to the show.
Thank you for having
Yes,
me.
my pleasure, Darvel. So tell me, let's go back to your childhood. What's your earliest childhood memory, and how do you think it shaped the man you are today?
It's funny when you sent me the question of two things that I initially thought about.
Okay.
Was when I learned how to ride my bike. We used to live on 4th Street. And
Oh,
then also,
sweet. I love it.
and then also when my dad was visiting and like I was like dancing to this song that I knew. I knew all the words, and so
Yay. That's so cute. Do you remember the name of the song at all?
I don't remember
It's
the
all
song.
good.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's all good. But you lived on 4th Street. We lived on
Yeah.
4th Street as well. It's a beautiful locale. I love
Yeah.
it. How sweet is that? And you learned to ride your bike there.
Yeah.
Ooh. So if you had to sum up your life's purpose in one sentence, your personal mission statement, what would it be, Darvel?
I would say to bring elevation, and so like anything that I'm involved in, I try to come in and make it better. I don't know if you like ever met people that are like when you're working on a project, there are people that are always like going the extra mile or making it obnoxiously big and stuff. So like I'm one of those people.
Wonderful. I love that. I raised 5 of those. They all do it. So, what's one of your biggest pet peeves, either personally or professionally, Darvel?
I would say personally bad customer service.
Oh,
When you're at a restaurant, especially, you're going for a good experience. And then
yes.
professionally, if I send out an email and somebody asks me about a question and the answer was in the email, it's like you didn't read the
Oh,
email.
yeah, you didn't even take the time to read my email. I totally hear you. All right, so here we go. Who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question for a long time. I honestly would have to say God, like, and my relationship with God and helping guide me through just the different challenges that life throws at you.
Oh,
So
that's profound.
yeah.
Yes, I love it. So, what's something people would be surprised to learn about you, Darvel?
I think from this perspective, as the executive director of this organization, a lot of people don't necessarily know that I'm also a flight attendant, and I have been for 6 years now.
Sweet.
So that allows me the flexibility to provide to run the organization, provide the programs that we do.
How exciting! With what airline?
Frontier Airlines. So I'm based out
fabulous.
of Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Is that exciting or what?
Yeah.
Yes, you're living your best life.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So tell me, how do you stay grounded and motivated, especially when working with so many youth depending on your leadership?
I would say two things. Definitely my spirituality, but then also just thinking about I'd like see myself like one day at one point I was one of those young people, and so how do we support them so that they can grow up and be either as successful or even more successful.
Exactly. Oh, that's so inspirational. I love that. So, what's a book, a quote, or a mantra that you live by?
Out for a mantra, I would say I try to do everything in excellence. I mean,
Ooh.
I guess it's kind of where the name for the Excellence Expo came from. But even before
Yes.
that, I don't really like to, I guess, half step or anything.
Right.
I like to do
Right.
things like 200%.
Wonderful.
So,
Yes. High five, guy. Yes. I'm all about that as well. So, describe your perfect day off. No meetings, no email, just you time.
Definitely probably a beach or a trip, an
Ooh.
international trip somewhere, hopping on a plane.
Yes.
So yeah,
Fun. Hop in a plane. Yes, I love it so much. And you get discounts because you're a flight attendant,
yes,
right?
yeah.
So this could actually be within the realm of possibility.
Yes.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so where would you go if you could pick anywhere in the world to visit?
I haven't been to. Well, we're going in November. We're gonna go to Japan, but there's a bunch of places that one of my friends just went to Ghana and spoke so much about it. So I definitely want to go to visit like Ghana and Nigeria.
Very cool. Yeah. I love it. Well, manifest that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Make it happen. So, all right, what inspired you to found Marching Against the Darkness Incorporated? And what was the original vision?
So the founder of Marching Against the Darkness is actually Sister Kay Jordan. She just turned 90, September 7th. She still lives locally. She's actually one of our advisory board members on the board, and she did drill team in Waterloo from 1968 to 2014, and she ran 7 different teams. And so she was my drill team director for the Lord's Warriors from, I think she ran them from like 2004 to 2009, and I was 2002 or 3. Anyways, I was in the drill team from 05 to 09, and then when I graduated college, she and I was doing some other things in the community.
Yeah.
With like diversity and inclusion conferences, fashion expos. Nice. I was a volunteer for Mayor Hart's campaign, and then I was the campaign manager for former state representative Ross Smith. Wow. And so she saw me doing some different things like that and asked me to restart the competition. So she started the competition in 2001 and ran it until 2011. And she originally started the competition because we were going around to these competitions around the country, and we're middle and high school student performers, the teams that are competing, and so some of the performances that she saw, she was not pleased with for the age, the dance moves that were being done for the age group that was doing them. Right. And so the competition started from there to raise the standard in the competition arena. And we still have those rules in our judging criteria for people to, I guess, be mindful of how they're presenting themselves when they come on the competition floor, especially as a 10 to 18-year-old. What kind of movements or performances are you doing, and how are you representing yourself as a young person? Exactly. So that's where it initially came from, and then the expo was really inspired by becoming an adult is inevitable, and so what can we create to help people prepare for that moment, and do it in a creative and artistic manner. Yes. And so that is how the Excellence Expo was born, because I wanted to create a space where we can help them think about what's next, instead of just getting them to the diploma and then it's like, okay, we're gonna see that. Right. Exactly. Because everybody doesn't have it figured out. Some people don't have the familial support or that kinds of stuff. So, yeah. And it's in its 4th year. Yes. That's amazing. The Excellence Expo in its 4th year. How has it grown or changed
since that first event?
It's gone through a lot of changes.
I
I would say
bet.
the first year was definitely been a learning process. I'll start there. The first year we had 23 students show up.
Are you serious?
Yes, and so, but it was like we're here. So,
Yes,
because
we're here.
there's three breakouts. So you have the skill seminars, the arts workshops, and the fair. And
Okay.
so we just had them go to the breakouts together.
Aw, cute. I love it.
And so it was definitely a learning process. We used to hold it in the summer with the competition. At first we did it like in the evening on Friday
Okay.
evening.
Okay.
That didn't work, and then we did it on a Friday afternoon. It got a little bit better, and then we decided to do it during the school year on a
Okay.
professional development day. So last year we did it in April, but after getting feedback from the vendors and participants, we decided to move it to the fall because it's more in alignment with student recruitment from the collegiate aspect.
Yes.
And it gives them time to, if they want to submit their application and that those kinds of things. So it's more beneficial for both the vendors and the student participants for us to have it in the fall. And this is our first year also only opening it up to high school students, just so it can be most beneficial for the students and the vendors.
Interesting. So why did you choose Waterloo, Iowa as the home for this powerful movement?
Because it's my hometown. Even though that I'm not here, the competition was definitely a community staple since 2001. And then, like I said, to add on to that, I wanted to do something to help young people really think about what's next.
Yes.
And so even though I'm not physically here all the time, I'm popping in and out with the organization, but I wanted to give back to the community that gave to me, to the community that really molded and made me who I am.
Oh,
and so the young people that come out to our programming, I see myself in those young people. And it takes programs like these and other community programs that are even happening around to help them, figure out how to build their next and how to build their future. And so, there's programs that were around when I was young that aren't around anymore. So hopefully my program is helping fill some of those gaps. Yes. But I know that there's been, tons of budget cuts and funding challenges and strains and priority shifts and different things like that. So anything that we can do to help, home, I'm gonna definitely try to do it.
That's beautiful. I love that. So let's talk about the performing arts workshops. Why are creativity and discipline such key parts of career readiness?
So what we talk about in the performing arts workshops is you're unknowingly using these skills for students that were in drill team or in any team setting, whether they're playing sports, they're in band or orchestra, or they're in theater, whatever it is, you're in a team setting. And so you're unknowingly using like teamwork, you're using discipline, you're using confidence, most definitely, problem solving skills, patience. And then even in some cases, you're using creativity, or if you're like the head cheerleader or the captain, you're using leadership abilities. And so in high school, we're not thinking about how these skills unknowingly transcend or transfer into the workplace, into our professional lifestyles. And so they're teaching them a simple, 2-minute routine that they'll perform at the end of the afternoon. But they're also talking to them about these identifying these soft skills and how they actually play a key role in their professional life when they graduate high school, and even in their professional life, because they're in high school. So they're probably, some of them are working part-time at jobs now. So
yes, that's fascinating. So what do you hope every student walks away with after attending the Expo?
I would say a changed mind, or a more expanded perspective.
Yes.
I want them to, between the different aspects of the Expo, I want them to leave with knowing that skills that they've identified that'll be helpful for them. And then more specifically, like even with the skill seminars, we talk about finance leadership and like confidence and career readiness, like just helping them get that knowledge and information so that they can be equipped to go out into the world and be an effective adult. And with the fair, seeing the diverse avenues that they can go down when they graduate. When I was coming up, it was college, and I'm grateful for that. I went to college and graduated and got my degrees, but college isn't for everybody. And so, like, even like when my mom was coming up, she was like, it's either college, they either had to go to college or they had to go to the military. And so my mom and my oldest uncle, they went to the military. And my two middle uncles, they went to college. And my last uncle, he went to college, but he ended up going to a trade program. So he's been in the automotive field for decades. But and so even at the fair, there's 2 and 4 year institutions. There are trade programs. There's employers. There's military opportunities, and so there's so many different ways that you can thrive in adulthood now. And so, what are those options? And if the traditional college route isn't your thing, or you don't feel that's what you want to do, we want to expose you to what are those other options so that you can start thinking about that. And even once you leave the expo, hopefully it inspires you to go Google and search or look up, get on YouTube or TikTok or, whatever, and find other people that are possibly doing what you might be interested in. And just, just really trying out some things, looking into some things. I mean, we were all 18, so we didn't have it all figured out when we were 18 and graduated, but just knowing what are the possibilities and how expansive are the possibilities at my fingertips.
Exactly. So how do you measure success for an event like this, Darvel? Not just in numbers, but in impact.
I would say, so we do a feedback survey.
Okay.
And so definitely, did they learn something? Did something inspire them? What I think one of the questions we even asked, like, what did they take away from it, or what did they learn? What did they learn in whatever skill seminar they went to, or what did they learn in their arts workshop, or what did they take away from the fair? I really want to make sure that they took something, because it's really about your thinking. I had saved this quote. I'm just going to read it really quickly.
Of course, please do.
It's by Dr. Anthony Trim. It says, destiny is determined at the point of decision. If you change your thoughts, you change what you meditate on. If you change what you meditate on, you change your habits. If you change your habits, you change your routine. If you change your routine, you change your lifestyle. If you change your lifestyle, you change your destiny. Whatever you habitually think, that's what shows up in your life. And so if we can just help them to think differently, or to think more expansively, or to think bigger, I think that is really where we will say that we won. If we can, because people go home to their situation, whatever their situation is. It could be a healthy situation, but it could also be an unhealthy situation. And I try not to be, biased to that, because I did grow up in a very supportive, healthy environment. But I know that there are people who are not going home to a stable, safe, healthy, solid home. And so whatever, despite your current circumstance, we want you to be able to go back. You're going to go back to that circumstance until you turn 18 and graduate high school and go out on your own. But now you're leaving with a different perspective, and knowing that I can be different than what I'm sitting in right now. And I know how I can be. It's just not a shot in the dark. It's not pie in the sky. It's like, okay, I have information, I have tools. And that's really what it's about, providing people with, exposing them to information, because that's really, ignorance is the absence of information. And so how can we get them the information, and package it in a creative manner that it's engaging for them, it's exciting, it's fun, they want to be a part of it, because it is an off day from school.
There you go.
And so it's finding a way to engage them in a very creative manner, so it doesn't feel like class or work, and that kind of thing. But definitely finding a way to shift their thinking, so that they can shift their lives.
So if you could have
Mhm.
any guest speaker, celebrity, or performer to show up at the expo, no limits, who would it be and why?
Yeah, I kept mulling this over, and honestly, it would be. Then they don't have to be celebrities. It would be people that are from this community that
Yes.
have done well, because a lot of times people leave and they're gone.
Right.
Like
Of
all of my,
course.
all of my grandmother's kids are gone. My mom and all my uncles have moved out of the state,
Oh
and so
my.
it's, just figuring out how can we connect people, because you don't always have to be a celebrity, but I'm sure
Yeah.
there's architects that
Right.
are from, that are
Yes.
from, born and raised from Waterloo. I'm sure that
Right.
there are engineers or doctors, but there
Mm-hmm.
are may also, I'm sure that there are probably definitely some athletes or whatever it is you want to do. I know that there are,
Yes.
people that are doing very well in various
Yes.
industries, and them being able to see that just because you come from what you may consider
Right.
small Waterloo, you can
Absolutely.
still do big things
Right.
globally. And so
Yes.
pulling back, pulling on those people that have done,
Yes.
very big things. And so, people like that, honestly, they're probably just living their lives thinking that it's
Yes.
normal because this is what they've been doing.
Right.
And
Right.
it's not necessarily being blasted or anything. And so,
Yes.
um, putting it in front of their face to show them
Oh
that, hey,
yes.
someone who went to the same elementary,
Right.
middle, and high school, you lived on the same
Yes.
street as you, came from the same background as you, went
Right.
on to do this, and that. And so,
Yes. I love
yeah.
that. Like JJ Moses.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. JJ's amazing.
Mhm.
In addition to his being, a world class athlete, is an
Mhm.
author,
Yes.
and his book is fabulous.
Mhm.
So, that's just one example of someone we could have. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So, all right, how can viewers find the event on social media and the web?
Yes, they can find our website is matd.org. M is in marching, A is in against, T is in the, D is in darkness.org. You can
Nice.
also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and YouTube, matd_org.
Okay.
And to find out more about the organization and our programming.
I love it. So, any closing thoughts, Darvel?
Yes, definitely. I just want to just do a quick little
Yes.
high level. So the Excellence
Absolutely.
Expo is Friday, October 17th at the Waterloo Center for the Arts from 1 to 5 p.m., specifically for high school students. It's free for them to register and attend. We provide them with a free lunch, and there will be prizes raffled off. Again, the College and Career Fair, we have vendors coming from Missouri, Minnesota, Nebraska, and across the state of Iowa. And it is a variety, 2 and 4 year programs, military opportunities, employers, trade programs. You can see more details about the vendors on the website. And then there will be performing arts workshops on dance, step, flag, and drum, and then skill seminars on leadership, finance, and confidence and career readiness. And it's from 1 to 5 p.m. and on Friday, October 17th at the Waterloo Center for the Arts, and you can register your students for free at matd.org. And then I also just want to make sure that I shout out all of the amazing sponsors
there you go.
that have assisted in this.
Yes, we could never do any of the things we do without our sponsors.
Oh, most definitely not.
Yes.
One of our major sponsors has been there since the beginning, the Max and Helen Guernsey Charitable Foundation.
Oh, yes.
The Community Foundation of Northeast Iowa, Waterloo Community Foundation, Community Bank and Trust, Viridian Credit Union, Green State Credit Union, VGM Group, True Stage, and then we just got 3 new ones that just came on board. Cedar Falls Community Credit Union, and First Bank, and Drake University.
Wow!
And so
yes.
we are definitely still have our doors open for people that want to come on board and sponsor in any capacity. We definitely appreciate the support because we couldn't do it without the help of our sponsors and providing all of our programming.
That's right. And if someone doesn't have a chance to register and they just want to come, they can still show up without pre-registration.
Oh yeah, yes, we'll definitely have we try to account for a few additional meals.
Yes.
But yes, the registration doesn't close until Friday, October 10th, a week
Oh,
before the
okay.
event. So
Okay, good.
yes, you have until Friday, October 10th
Oh,
to get your
good.
students registered
Lots of
to
time.
attend.
And give them a shout out one more time for the address to register.
Yes, matd.org.
matd.org.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Darvel.
Yes, thank you
It's
for
been
having
a
me.
pleasure and an honor. All right, and thank you all for watching us, and we'll see you there at this beautiful college fair, this little career fair that I'm gonna be there.
Oh, yes.
So we'll see you there.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.